Ravens fans, you're about to witness something that could change the history of the NFL forever. Derrick Henry, the king, is just one game away from achieving something no one has ever done, rushing for 2,000 yards for the second time in his career. It sounds impossible, right? But Henry has already shown that impossible is not in his vocabulary. And guess what? The stage is set against the Browns, and all eyes are on this historic moment. Now, think about it. What makes Derrick Henry such a special player? He's not just another running back. He's a force of nature, a true beast in the most decisive moments. And this Sunday, he needs a massive performance to cement his name in the NFL's record books. Can he do it? Will the king reign once again? Stay with me until the end, because besides revealing all the details of this incredible feat, I'm going to show you how this game against the Browns could be a turning point for the Ravens, and possibly the entire season. What's about to happen goes far beyond just a game. It's the making of a legend. Go Ravens! When Derrick Henry joined the Ravens, he didn't just bring his incredible talent, but also an energy that transformed the team's offense. From the very first snap, it was clear that he was exactly what the team needed to take it to the next level. His powerful build, combined with speed and the ability to break tackles, turned the Ravens into one of the most feared running attacks. For fans, every run by Henry is a spectacle, a reminder that the king still has so much to give. Henry's impact is not limited to the field. His arrival gave the Ravens a new identity, and the team, already known for being aggressive in the run, now has a weapon that can change the course of it. The offensive line has been crucial in opening lanes, but Henry's vision and ability to create yards, even when the defense seems prepared, are what set him apart. He doesn't just lead by example on the field, but he also inspires confidence in his teammates and fans who know that any play could turn into a magical moment. Now, with just one game left in the season, Henry is faced with a historic opportunity. He could become the only player in NFL history to have two 2,000-yard seasons, solidifying his place among the all-time greats. But this challenge won't be easy, and the battle against the Browns promises to be a real test for him to achieve this extraordinary feat. Reaching 2,000 yards in a season is something only a few players in NFL history have managed to achieve. Derrick Henry, however, is just one step away from repeating this feat, something no one has ever accomplished twice. With 1,783 yards so far, he needs another 217 to hit the mark. Does it sound impossible? For any other player, maybe. But we're talking about King Henry, a player who built his career by breaking barriers and exceeding expectations. The biggest obstacle for this achievement is the physical toll a season takes on a running back. Henry has already carried the ball 305 times this year, facing defenses that hit hard every snap. The mission against the Browns in the final round won't be easy. He'll need a nearly perfect performance to gain those 217 yards, and the opponent knows that the key to winning the game is limiting the impact of the Ravens' running back. But if there's anyone who can overcome a determined defense, it's Derrick Henry. If he manages to do it, it won't just be another record in the NFL, but an achievement that will mark the history of the sport. This opportunity to become the only player with two 2,000-yard seasons is not only a chance to shine, but also to cement his legacy as one of the greatest running backs of all time. And what makes it even more special is that he's done something similar in the past, showing he knows how to handle the pressure of big moments. To understand why this challenge is possible, just remember what Derrick Henry did in 2020. That season, he needed 223 yards in the final game to hit the 2,000-yard mark, and not only did he achieve it, but he exceeded it by rushing for 250 yards against the Texans. It was an epic performance that left every NFL fan in awe. That moment not only solidified his reputation, but also showed that when the pressure is on, Henry is capable of unbelievable feats. The situation now is different, but the similarities are undeniable. Just like in 2020, he's up against a division rival and needs a monstrous game to reach them. The difference is that now he has a stronger team by his side, with the Ravens supporting him in every area of the field. Still, the biggest responsibility rests on his shoulders. If he can repeat that magic, no one will have any doubts that he belongs in the Hall of Fame. These high-pressure moments are where great players stand out. Henry has already proven that he knows how to shine when everything is on the line, and the challenge against the Browns is his next big test. After all, his performance in late-season games is legendary, and the numbers he's posted during this time show that the impossible might be within reach. All right, we're past the halfway mark of the video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't hit that like button yet. It's really important so that YouTube keeps recommending my content to you, and that way I can keep bringing more for you. So go ahead, hit the like button. It's free. Thanks. Let's keep going. Derrick Henry has a history of unbelievable performances at the end of the season. Since 2018, he's played 29 games in December and January, averaging 114.5 yards per game. That alone is impressive. But what really stands out are his performances in the final games of the season. In the last 6 final games he played, Henry recorded an average of 160.5 yards per game, numbers that few running backs can achieve. Even more interesting is that in these final games, Henry has surpassed the 200-yard mark twice. This means he has already proven he can perform at the level needed to reach 2,000. Against a defense that gives up an average of 127.4 rushing yards per game, like the Browns, he'll have a real chance to repeat this feat. The work will be tough. But the history is on Henry's side, who tends to be unbeatable when it's all on the line. These numbers show that he's more than just strength and talent. He's consistent and has a unique ability to deliver in the most important moments. If there's a player who can exceed all expectations in the crucial moments, it's Derrick Henry, and his next mission is against a defense that has already struggled to stop ground attacks this season. The Browns' defense knows it's facing a tough mission, stopping Derrick Henry at the height of his motivation. With an average of 127.4 rushing yards allowed per game, this defense has already shown vulnerabilities throughout the year. In fact, they've allowed 2 different teams to surpass 200 rushing yards. For Henry, these numbers suggest that the path may be open for a historic performance, but the pressure will be immense. The Browns, fully aware of what's at stake, will likely focus all their attention on the Ravens running back. Stopping Henry will be their primary objective, meaning he'll face multiple tackles and defensive schemes designed to neutralize. However, Henry is not an ordinary player. His combination of strength, endurance, and explosiveness makes any defensive plan difficult to execute. For him, every play will be a battle, and each yard gained will bring him closer to that unprecedented feat. If Henry can surpass the 217 yards needed, it will be a victory not only for the Ravens, but for NFL history. The game against the Browns is the perfect stage for something great to happen. And it's this atmosphere of high expectation and maximum difficulty that makes everything even more exciting for the fans. Derrick Henry is one step away from something that could forever change how he will be remembered in the sport. If he reaches 2,000 yards for the second time, he will become the only player in NFL history to achieve this feat. This isn't just about numbers. It's about entering the eternity of American football. He already has an incredible legacy, but this achievement would place him on an unreachable level for most players. And above all, it would represent a huge victory for the Ravens, who proved to the world that Henry was the missing piece in their offense. What makes all of this even more special is the support Henry receives from the Ravens fans. Since he arrived with the team, he made an immediate impact, and the fans embraced the king with enthusiasm. Now, everyone will be watching the game against the Browns anxiously, cheering with every run for him to reach this historic mark. This support not only motivates Henry, but also pushes the entire team to give their all on the field. If Henry manages to surpass the 2,000-yard mark, it won't just be an achievement for him, but for everyone who believed in the team and the player. The stadium could explode in euphoria, and the streets of Baltimore will feel the weight of history being made. And this raises a big question. Could Henry's historic achievement help the Ravens finally solidify themselves as title favorites? The answer to that might be in the next chapter of this incredible season. Derrick Henry is on the verge of achieving something unprecedented in the NFL, and the impact of this should not be underestimated. With the chance to become the only player to have 2 seasons of over 2,000 rushing yards, the king is poised to leave an eternal mark on the sport. The mission against the Browns is tough, but we know that when the pressure is at its peak, Henry is capable of doing the impossible. The expectation is enormous now, and he knows that the entire Ravens fan base is waiting to witness yet another historic achievement. Will Henry once again surprise the world and reach this historic mark? Or will the Browns' defense manage to stop the king in the final game of the regular season? I want to hear your opinion on this. Comment below with what you think will happen. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any details of this incredible story.